Greetings everyone and welcome back to 7 Days to Die, where I am joined by Lady Shelab.
Hello everyone.
It is day 20. Day 21 will be the third Horde night, and we are fast in the process of redesigning the defensive element of our base. We have actually enclosed the base to a large degree, and we've even got quite a fair bit of the perimeter upgraded to reinforced concrete blocks, which should deter the zombies for the most part. But, you know.
I don't suppose you could throw me some food, because I can't really get to the chests at the moment.
Sure. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're going to need more cobbles, more clay dirt than anything else right now, I think.
Yeah. I could go and start digging that up again, because that's what I was doing prior to...
By all means, yeah.
prior to the zombie horde. That was basically what I was running away from.
We could reinforce the outer cladding, then that would be an enormous part of the job done for us.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be digging all this dirt will be totally worth it.
Right. Okay. So the way that we're going to do this is 1, 2, 3 blocks out on this side. Then the corner blocks. Which one did I need to rotate there?
I still don't have bandages on my hotbar. That's a bad thing. The problem is you just start using so many tools and so many things. I try not to take my bandages off my hotbar, but you just
it inevitably
so many...
happens. It almost will always happen. It'll be one of the things that you'll think to remove to make more room, especially if you feel safe, which you should do when you're in your horde base. So don't worry, it's completely understandable why that happened. Right, after this, we will have the perimeter, or rather the pit structure, rebuilt. Recipes, I just need those corner blocks.
Once I get to about 1,000 dirt, I'll take it over to the workshop and I'll start. Oh, could you I'll run past you and get the stones off you. You've still got them in your inventory, is that right?
That's correct, yep.
Okay, so I'll run past you, get some stones off you, and then I'll start some cobble going in the workbench.
Right here. Now, if we want to, we can use this system to be a lot more aggressive. We can stand further out and attack our enemies, or we can hang back. Around most of the base, we will want the zombies to... Well, I guess we could build the lip over here without too much trouble. What I was going to say, around most of the base, we are going to want a lip to defend against spiders. But here, we might be able to get away with a little bit of trickery. I'm liking the idea of trickery. Quite like the idea of trickery.
Trickery?
Yes. You beside me? Is that you panting?
No, I was down a hole digging.
Why can I hear something?
I will be beside you in just a second though, because I've got my 1,000 dirt I wanted.
Okay.
That'll do about 50 blocks of cobble upgrading.
Yeah, it will. I'm going
I am beside you now.
change this design just ever so slightly. Okay, here you go.
Thank you very much.
We're going to use 2 other corner blocks in here so that I can build a lip out of... half blocks that should deal with spiders in the pit as well as everywhere else. But the main thing is that spiders can leap 4 tiles horizontally. And I believe 4 tiles up as well. So you need your defenses to be built in such a way that a spider isn't going to try to just bypass them by just jumping across.
Yeah.
That is a lot easier said than done most of the time. So again, a lot of it comes down to giving the zombies a better alternative. Something they would prefer to try and do. Rather than go the hard way around.
There you go.
Thank you, Shelab. That was wonderful. Yeah. And all the way along in here, we can have that little lip. And there as well. That gives us a little bit of something to prevent the zombies from getting too close.
Can I make all these stones into cobblestone rocks, or do we need them for anything else?
Actually, these would have been better even. Making all of the stones into cobblestone blocks? Yeah. Make them into cobblestone rocks.
Make all those mines.
Yeah.
Yeah, cobblestone rocks, that's the one. Sorry, not blocks. That will be done in 17 minutes.
Right, yep. I've placed all of these down. I've changed my mind on how I'm going to do the lip. Oh, the life of an Aavak, everyone. On the plus side, at least these aren't reinforced.
It's never easy being an Aavak.
No, it's really not. I'm my own worst enemy. 80% of the time.
Right, I'm going to spend some more of the day digging this dirt.
Right, yep. Ah, no. Goes in the middle. Damn it. Well, that's not going to be nearly as good then. Oh, drat. I really hoped that would be on the edge. Oh, just as well that I checked then, I suppose. Before putting in the final touches. And digging away all of these half blocks. I wish it was a little bit more obvious how the blocks would align and connect.
Yeah, it must be annoying.
It is sometimes, yeah.
I don't do a lot of digging and, sorry, a lot of building, so...
But this creates a nice effect, I think. I can live with this effect. There we go. Alright then. The main thing here is to reinforce this area enough that at the very least the zombies aren't just going to immediately bash it through when they're flailing wildly when they fall down.
Yeah.
This area right at the front is the one that is going to be seeing the most action. So it's the one that needs to be reinforced the most. There we go. Right. Now, we're going to need to pull down all of the stairs, which is, again, 1,500 health each stair block.
Wow.
But then build that out to more or less the same length as we previously had the walkway. I don't think we need it further, much longer than that. There we go.
I love how the snow in this is very realistic.
How do you mean?
Extremely dirty looking snow.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's kind of unrealistic, though, when you think about it.
Yeah, it's unrealistic if it's been undisturbed, I suppose.
Yeah, because what's making
This
it
is like
dirty?
the snow after it's been like...
Cars have run past and stuff like that.
cars have gone over it and people have like, yeah. I need to switch my headphones over. They are beeping at me.
Oh no.
We have been recording for so long.
The headphones are angry.
They're angry.
Now stamina once again. It's food that's actually holding me back with stamina right now. Interesting.
Yeah, it was me. It was with me as well. I've got like 90 food and 150 nearly water.
Yeah. There we go. Right, okay. Starting to get things going again. Now, unfortunately, I can't have that braced here because it'll kind of hover because this is a
Yeah.
half block, but I can have it on the outside here because these
I'll have to come and have a look in a minute.
are not half. The back of this half block is on the outside, so that will work there. But I think ultimately I'll probably just have them tucked into these little nooks as if it's intentional, casting light out there. I think that should work. Right, off to gather the cobblestone from the work. I'm assuming you put it to build in the workbench.
Yes.
Perfect.
So see how much it's done.
289. Good enough.
Is it still making some?
Oh yeah, it's still making like 700.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna head down. Oh, nice work in rebuilding all of this.
Thank you. It's not a complex design. It's a fairly simple design. It's just really effective. Which is really what you want from any design. Is it to be simple yet effective.
Be digging stone in the basement.
Right here.
That's what we need now. We've got about 900 dirt, but no stone to go with it. So.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. We'll be changing these blocks down here to something prettier for obvious reasons. But for now, it's gonna have to stay as is for the time being. Okay. We'll make another 35. That's not too bad.
Actually, I don't need to really do this. I've got enough stone.
What's that? Sorry, Sheila?
I said I've got enough stone, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. I'll make some cobblestone in my inventory as well, then. Double production!
Yeah. I mean, I can make another workbench at this point. I've got the skills required to make it. I'm fairly certain that we have more or less all of the materials needed to make one.
I really like our little sort of basement areas. I think they look really neat.
Yeah, they do a bit. Still working on it. If we can bring up the base wall to the same height all the way around as the main defense, I think we're going to be good. So that means another 2 blocks all the way around and a few more than 2 in a couple of areas.
Right, I'm actually just going to work on that rather than on that.
Sorry, on that
rather than on
that?
On that rather than on that. I'm going to work on, rather than on the making it higher, I'm going to work on the getting just the bottom layer up to cobblestone.
Oh, yeah, by all means, yeah.
Just reinforcing.
Yeah.
So I'll do that first. And then I'll use the rest for flagstones to raise the height.
Harvested? It looks like they are. In that case, I'm going to harvest my plants while I'm out here.
One of us should take the marksman rifle for Horde Night to shoot spiders with.
That is a very, very good point. Would you like to use the marksman's rifle?
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Oh, by all means. It's
quite
pretty fun
enjoy
to
using
use.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think these may all be ready for harvest. Yes, perfect. Got pretty much everything we...
hope this...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I do hope this lip of snow under the wall at the back here isn't a weak spot.
If you think it is, then replace it with cobble. Take it down and then replace it with cobble. If you see anything you think could be a weak spot, assume that it is. And reinforce it.
The layer above it will be reinforced.
Yeah. Effectively, if the ground is flat, then a zombie isn't going to try and damage the ground. But if there is even a ramp, the zombie might be tempted to damage the ramp. Now, if that ramp is made out of granite, you don't have to worry too much. If it's made out of snow, then that's cause for concern. Simply because, you know, obviously granite is going to be pretty hard for a zombie to just beat down with its
dig
fists.
it out and
It'll take it a long time to break it, at any rate. But by and large, if we can get a second tower going, now that is a big ask. But if we can get a second tower going before Horde Night, then we can each take a different tower to man. And
that should
funnel,
even them out a bit.
Because we'll have individual zombies rushing, but to a certain degree, the zombies will all come from one side on a Horde Night. So you just need to make sure that once you've identified which side they're coming from, you both move to guard that tower.
Yeah.
If you're building a standalone Horde base using this method, so you've just got a tower, then the first thing you can do is the entire bottom of the tower can be reinforced. You don't need a cavity down there, as we have, because we're building a base here, not just a tower. But additionally, you can have a tower this big is way more than you need. You could have, like, I don't know, 5x5 solid stone, and just have two entrances, one at the front, one at the back. And then you could just flip whichever side you feel like attacking. But generally speaking, the idea here is that the enemy aren't ever going to be able to get to you. They just think they can, so they never stop trying. There we go. Might need some forged iron, actually, as well. That will take 2 minutes. I've already got enough in there. Cool. We're going to need to go and mine out that iron vein at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just doing a little bit of work on my farm because I like my farm. I really want to just get it finished. I'm not going to finish it. There's no way I have the resources all the time to do that when I've got to potentially build a whole other tower. But just for the sake of 2 flagstone half blocks, it would make me feel so much better. There we go. Thump drum. I mean, it's still not quite there, but it's getting. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I may have steps down and this be a too tall area. I'm undecided. How tall is the basement, Shelab? How tall did you make that?
The basement is 4 tall. The crawl space is 3 tall.
So the basement is 3 tall. Okay, cool. Thank you. Right, I'm going to go drop off this rebar. I'm going to go drop off all of the foods. If I can, actually, I'm going to make some more seeds. Don't need blueberry or potato seeds, definitely not. Goldenrod, ear of corn, chrysanthemum, don't need those. But would like yucca, and I would like aloe seeds. I'll do nasty. Right, I don't think it's going to be too long for us to get to the point where we're able to manufacture cement. Still a little ways out, but
yeah, hopefully not.
I think we should get there reasonably soon. And I can only apologize to everyone who was able to hear my stomach rumbling then. My lord. I wasn't very dapper of you, stomach.
No.
Right, yeah, I'd like to make all 15 of those. Don't need anywhere near that much wood in there, though. Nice.
I was 1 flagstone short. I've basically just pulled the whole thing down around that whole side so that there's no sort of things for the zombies to
Sure. That sounds excellent, actually.
Worry about.
I've just popped 9 meat stews into the food chest.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Almost finished and got a full area of yucca now. Very, very nearly. That's actually quite good. Really, really pleased with that. And I can go ahead and place one more aloe seed over here. Now, what I might do at this point is transfer all of the corn across to this little area back here and start replanting that area with aloe. We will soon be... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, cobblestone, like where I'm upgrading it, I should probably be upgrading the center row, shouldn't I? So because
yes,
the bits that because it will need to be that before it goes to concrete anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine. So I'll start doing the center row instead of the bottom now, and then I'll do the bottom later.
Sure, that sounds like a good plan.
Should have been doing that to start with, I think.
Don't worry about it.
We've got enough time before the Horde to...
Oh yeah, we've got loads of time before Horde Night. Horde Night's a long ways off for us. For now, we're good. The main thing is getting enough materials, and honestly, it seems to be the wood, the dirt that is slowing us down.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, it may actually be to our benefit to head out to one of the temperate biomes and dig there, because the whole floor.
Then the snow's not in the way.
Yeah. The first several layers in the snow biome is snow, obviously, hence snow biome. In temperate biome, not so. Also, wandering horde just outside.
Ah.
I'll easily be able to handle this. Oh, you found a witch?
By the wall. Yeah. Mister. She's trying to get through our wall.
Yeah, that's why we need to be careful with the spacing. We need some traps along the perimeter of the wall to dissuade random witches who just want to dig in. Because if we're not here, they will get through with enough time.
She's down.
Or they'll just damage it or not.
You must have got EXP at exactly the same time as she just fell down, and then she got up again.
Oh no!
Oh no! I thought she was down.
Sorry, I'm accidentally trolling Shelab.
Okay, she's down. She didn't scream. It's fine.
Okay. Really, I missed. I was taking my time and everything. Wasn't the best shot. I think I shot him in the arm. Still, it was a sneak attack shot, so did a chunk of damage. Oh no, I got him in the back. I thought he was clutching his arm though. Oh well. Right, do you have your steel shovel?
I do.
Okay. I'm thinking we've got lots of stone, and we've also got an enormous basement we need to dig out, so we're not hurting for stone. What we are hurting for right now is dirt. So I suggest that we head out and go for dirt.
Go to the temperate biome and dig a big pit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the closest part of the temperate biome seems to be if we just head due east.
Okay.
Jump on my bicycle.
Right, I'm switching over to a level 2 steel shovel. I'm bringing the forged steel with us.
Oh, good shout.
I'm still going to have a good chunk of regular forged iron as well. Just in case, you know, because the odd repair here and there is pretty typical.
Yeah. I'm just going to head due east, and I'm going to start digging a pit, and then you can come join me.
I've used up a fair chunk of this steel, actually just repairing this shovel. It was almost dead. Well, machete wasn't too bad, though. I'm glad with that one.
My shovel's about halfway through its durability, I think.
Keep the...
Oh no, is this Badlands? Darn it. Yes, it is.
Yeah, we've got a good ways to go, unfortunately, to get to the area we need.
Yeah. I went the wrong way. I thought that the slightly yellowy looking one was temperate, but it's much greener than that. So.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go a fair old ways to get to where we want to be.
Yeah, gone completely the wrong way then.
Just gonna lay
Back
down.
I go.
Last few bits of flagstone. 2 over there. Again, I am so sorry. That is not a zombie. That is actually my stomach.
Would you be able to, talking about food,
Right.
bring all the meat stews with you so
Sure.
we can eat them when we're digging?
Yeah, no, that's right. Digging is very hungry work. It's a very, very good point.
Yeah.
I'll bring the remainder of our tea as well then.
Yeah, and then like any blueberry pies or anything that really that'll.
I don't think we'll need that much food, but sure, I'll bring all the blueberry pies as well. There we go.
Might be surprised.
Yeah, you could be right, actually. Right. I am now on my way.
Cool. What would I do without you to bring me food?
To be fair, it is only fair considering how often you bring me drinks while I'm streaming.
Ah, yes.
Now.
I used to bring you nice milkshakes, didn't I? I don't bring you those anymore. They're too fattening.
we don't really drink milkshakes that much anymore. Though those were amazing, yes. Damn it, now I want a milkshake. Why have you done this?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Ah, good old milkshakes. Right.
I'll go to Bob and Bert's to get you a caramel apple one.
No, it's okay. Homemade milkshakes are the best
We are in
anyway.
the temperate bit. They are.
I'm not too far out. I'm just letting my stamina regenerate where I can. Oh,
okay, so basically just as soon as I'm into the temperate, I'll start digging.
Yeah, pretty much. I need to get more feathers, though. We both do, realistically. We are hurting for feathers quite badly.
I mean, I'll happily... Oh! I think this vulture heard you.
Fantastic, I approve.
Stop it. Come back here.
Did it peck you, then run off?
It keeps pecking me and running off. Actually, it didn't peck me at all because I haven't lost any health. So I'm guessing it just, it missed a couple of times and then...
Which is quite impressive because they're not particularly known for missing.
Dropped 47 feathers.
Oh, thank goodness.
And then there was a bird's nest right next to it.
There's also a deer just down
I have
the road.
178 feathers on me.
Oh, fantastic. Right, hold.
It's probably all the vultures that follow me around all the time.
Dunk. Stout.
Nice.
There's a couple of zombies around, but nothing too spectacular. Ah, I brought my bloody claw hammer of all things. Why did I do that? Oh well.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, I don't need it. There we go.
A lumberjack followed us from the snow biome.
Probably misses us.
Yeah. Wishes we were about more.
There are a few areas where we could get some cement mix around here, actually.
Yeah, you can just.
Yeah, I'm just going to
have a
quickly
little
grab
wander
some of
around
that.
there
Then.
if you want.
There's a construction site just over here. Might as well. Several bags of cement. So I'll be down with you in just a moment.
That's fine. No, if you've seen something useful on the way, don't hesitate.
We can end up with a
stupid lumberjack.
100 or 2. Then that's like 10, 20 new reinforced
New
concrete.
blocks of concrete around the wall. Yeah, exactly.
And we've got quite a lot of time to be able to get it to transition from wet concrete to reinforced. Could even perhaps build some of the ramp up to reinforced.
I thought it would be much. Why have I got 3 sledgehammers with me? I'm just as bad as you. Yeah, I thought it would take a lot longer.
That's your new nickname.
3 sledge. Yeah, I thought it would take a lot longer for the cement to set than it did.
I think there is a modifier when you use the rebar.
Mm.
I think that affects it. You know what? I do not have enough crossbow bolts to be able to willy-nilly use them on just every regular zombie I see. I am afraid. I know how that sounds, and I meant it that way, actually. You're just not worth it. Such is
Not
life.
worth it.
Oh, my lord. You are taking massive exception to my words. A spider came out and clobbered me. Oh
my goodness.
A feral. I'm still bleeding out.
Help?
I'm still bleeding out. Come on, stop the bleeding. That is not the weapon I wanted to pull out. Ah, that was a lot harder than it should have been. So much harder than it should have been. I just went in there to get a little bit more bloody, just wanted a little bit more concrete. And instead, a feral and a spider. You know your game stage is getting a bit high when that just happened.
Yep, there's a mama over there as well. And a nurse.
Super scallywag.
My stamina's super low. I'm going to need those stews pretty soon.
Sure. What's that? You all run too? Who's down? Right, I'm going to drop a stew.
Nicely done. Thank you very much.
6 of them.
Nom 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 nom.
Moving in to take these guys out. We've drawn quite a lot of attention from the
we have.
Local populace of this suburb.
Did you have to use your gun? Is that why?
Oh yeah. The spider caused me to bleed out, and I was halfway through bandaging up from that when the feral charged me. Ah, damn it! Really? It was just rough. It was really rough engagement.
I am level 39.
Well done.
Hurrah!
Well, actually,
You level 40 yet?
Yeah. Well, actually, no, I'm past
Nice.
level 40 actually, but I've got 3 skill points. I'm level 41, which means there we go.
Very nice. I think I can take my perception
Fantastic.
point now.
It's going to take me another 3 points if I want to get to great quality item crafting, which is kind of worth it.
This is why people say, "Oh, Shelab, you should do crafting," but it's like the amount of points I would have to put into that is so huge that it's kind of not so worth it.
Yeah. Typically, the intelligence tree is a very expensive. It's a very necessary one, but it is super expensive.
Absolutely.
Super expensive.
So it's better for one person to have it than 2, really, I feel.
That being said, I make a very strong point of this, especially when we're playing as a group on dappling servers and things like that.
Mm. Oh, yeah. That's
Do
different.
what makes the game fun for you. Yes, with certain games, you can take that too far, and you can actively impede your group. Like if it's like a 4-player first-person shooter like Left 4 Dead or something like that, well, you've got to do. It's kind of like economics. Do what's best for you and for your group. Don't just do what's best for you. But
like, I enjoy scavenging a lot, and Aavak enjoys building and crafting a lot.
yeah.
So it is better.
There's a good
I do
synergy
want
there.
to learn more. Yeah, I do want to learn more about like the crafting and everything.
But with games like this, you can very quickly encounter people on like public servers and say, well, you should never loot because I have one more skill than you, and thus I am the best looter in the game.
Yeah.
Now, it isn't as bad as it used to be, because it previously, the game actually, you got better at doing it by doing it. You learned by doing LBD.
So just for the record, I don't mind you looting.
Oh yeah,
The only reason I told you off for looting was that you'd had like, you went in and got like 4 chests, and I was like, hang on, I just took a looting skill and I'm not going to loot anything.
Indeed.
You're too fast.
But no, it was a fair point to make. But previously, especially with things like looting or mining or any number of things, you got better by doing it. So once one person was even slightly ahead, they expected everyone else to let them be the only one who did it, which meant that no one else would ever become good at it, which was just very frustrating. I saw a lot of players feel very disheartened, basically being relegated to loot mules because someone had very slightly more skill in something. That was true in Worm Online as well. You'd sometimes get that going on as well. But no, I'm a very big supporter of, play the game so that it's fun for you. If you're fine with letting other people do it just because they're slightly better at it than you, then sure, by all means. If you don't like doing something, then find someone who likes doing it. But if you do like doing something, don't let others dissuade you just because they want to do it, basically.
Yeah.
Especially in Left 4 Dead, because even in a multiplayer setting, with Shelab and I, we're working very closely as a group, but on just a raw multiplayer server, you can actively...
Oh, you mean 7 days? You said Left 4 Dead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I meant 7 days. You can actively be far enough away that you're not impacting someone else. So you're not being a detriment to their group by having lower skills. In 7 days, if you are close to people and you're in a party, then the game will assume that you're operating as a group and will scale encounters to meet the group. But if you're just operating on your own...
It's very hard for a newbie in with a lot of high levels, because they're going out like, la la la, let's pick up some grass, and then like a feral spider comes to find them, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, well, I didn't really sign up for this, I'm going to be honest.
I just go and loot my first house. Oh, there's 3 bears and what are they called?
I don't know. You'll have to describe what they are.
Irradiated zombie.
Right. Yeah.
They're horrible.
Right, it is 6:30. It takes us about 2 in-game hours to get back to base, I think.
Yeah. But we can just go back at 10 and just ride around all the zombies.
That is true. That is true. But I do want to do a bunch of mining. Well, actually, again, we can just mine the basement, I suppose.
Just mine the basement. Well, the basement will be done soon, but we could always mine rooms off to the side and things like that.
And corridors.
Yeah.
Now that the farm is enclosed, it makes sense to connect the farm to the main tower.
Yeah, absolutely. We could start on that. That would be pretty cool. I've got 2,000 dirt now.
Nice. I'm making cobblestone as I go. Thankfully, my levels in intelligence do mean that I craft 50% faster as a result, so I can crank through cobblestone. I was
making cobblestone rocks, but I think I finished making them now, so I've got 377 sitting in my inventory.
Nice.
And I'm making another couple hundred.
I need some more stamina. Also, I need some more health. Health 25.
Did you never manage to get to the point with fortitude where you were regenerating?
No, I'm afraid not. So my only way of regenerating max health is
bandages. And stuff.
I do have one, and we are now producing aloe, so I can start making healing bandages.
That's useful.
But still, it's a little bit off. I'm still technically above normal health at 102 out of 130. Yeah. But yeah, I could do with putting a few more skills into fortitude.
I'm at 150 health.
Yeah. I imagine you've got a lot of...
the only reason I didn't die to that screamer.
I imagine you've got a lot of levels in pain tolerance now.
I don't think I've got that many, actually. I think I only have 2.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of things where I'm not actually at, like, level 7, so I don't have... Do you know what I mean? You've got to be at level 5 to get your 3rd point or whatever, so...
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm working on perception at the moment, getting that to level 5, which I just did, so the next point I get can go into some of the stuff like extra headshot damage and all that sort of thing.
Nice. Yeah, getting boom headshot up is amazing, especially with our horde-based design, because it lines the headshots up for us. And boom headshot can be... It's a really useful talent all the way through the game, because, you know, just instant kills. But it becomes especially important late game. Because you're not just facing regular zombies, you're not even facing feral zombies. You're facing irradiated zombies, and irradiated zombies have a really, really aggressive natural regen. Yeah. So killing them
you gotta pop their head
with body shots is really hard. And killing them with low damage weapons like bows can be very, very difficult. There is a mod that you can get for weapons called Rad Remover, which when you damage an irradiated zombie with that mod on your weapon, it shuts down their buffs from the irradiated effect. And that includes their health.
Please?
Yeah, of course. Oh, if you're repairing your shovel fully, you'll need to.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it'd be great to have that fully repaired.
But yeah, so the mod will allow you to nullify their health regeneration, which will allow you to take them down with things like arrows. They will still be a tough prospect because they will have elevated health levels anyway. But if you can just have a 10 up to 40% chance to pop their head if you hit them in the head, that's amazing, because that will trigger whether you're using stone arrows from a primitive bow or pistols. So that's one of the only viable ways of taking out an irradiated high tier zombie like an irradiated wight or something late game if you don't have very powerful weapons.
I am looking forward to getting to that point where it's literally shoot, shoot, pop, shoot, shoot, pop.
Yeah.
That'd be so satisfying.
Right, how much have I got now? I've got 2,000 dirt. I'm going to head back because I do want to get some...
I've got 3,000 and I'm making a bunch of cobblestone as well, so that's fantastic.
I want to get a fair bit of stuff going. That was mine.
Okay.
You can always tell by holding down R on it and seeing if you have access to the inventory.
Yeah. That's what I generally do. See if I've got all the options or just the 4.
Yeah.
Can I honk the horn?
Do you know how to do that with the shortcut key? Rather?
No, I was trying to the other day.
There you go.
Yay!
I hope you're enjoying this, everyone on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, now it's time to stop that, I think. There's only so much they can handle.
That's true. But that will absolutely attract
AKA
zombies.
I can handle.
That 100% attracts zombies. Again, if you are a particular sort of scallywag, then you might find yourself tempted to drive past a load of zombies by night, preferably in a motorbike rather than a bicycle, because you will run out of stamina. But, you know, if you're on a motorbike, it's fine, as long as you've got gas. Honking your horn madly until you've got a small army of zombies following you. And then you just lead them to the base of your biggest rival.
You keep mentioning this. Is this a tactic you're very fond of?
I mean, it wasn't me that broke their base. It's the zombies. It was just random wandering horde. I don't know what you're talking about.
What did they do to you?
I'm sure they
To
did
make
something.
you act?
These hypothetical
Broke your
people
base.
that I would totally hypothetically possibly never ever be so undapper as to lead a horde of zombies towards. But Dark Aavak, on the other hand, you know, I've got no control over him. But, you know, these hypothetical people would have done something to deserve it. I can assure you.
Okay.
Alright. Back up there.
Well, I shall carry on upgrading the cobblestone, I think, if that's the
Yeah. I'm going
probably the
to
best I can do.
go and... Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, know what? I'm going to go and mine the iron. We need the irons. I'll also get some stone while I'm doing that.
Watch out for lumberjacks down there.
Yeah, because nighttime lumberjacks, that's going to be quite nasty.
That's what got me last time.
Did they actually kill you in there?
No, just I had to like jump out, but because I'd mined stuff away, the way out wasn't as easy. So I was like, ah.
You know what? I'm having a bit of trouble locating it all of a sudden. Where was that place? Is it back here, perhaps? Let me have a look on my map. Where have I gone? Ah, there we are. Yeah, I'm way off.
Yeah, you need to come north a bit onto the road and then follow it along.
Yep. There we go. Bit better. I think I can see the disturbance in the soil now. Yeah, there we are. Right, so, plan. The plan is to point my bicycle in the direction of home.
Aha.
It's basically the same tactic as in Eve, where you drop down waypoints
Oh yeah.
when you're mining. And then you jump into a location, you start mining, but you always keep your health moving at a certain velocity. So that if anything looks wrong, you're already pointing to where you need to be somewhere safe, and you're already traveling at a speed that you need to initiate warp. Never, ever, ever,
There was
ever,
a name for that, wasn't
ever just sit there mining. I was just asking for someone to blow up your health. You deserve it at that point.
Oh yeah, it was just aligned to home, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, aligned to whatever. You could have safe points. Right. Okay, time to do some mining now. Probably get jumped by a lumberjack any moment now. Actually, have I got my... I don't. That's going to be unfortunate for me. Poop. I see what you've done now. Why would you do this, Shelab?
What?
Why have you made this place so dangerous?
Yeah, I might need digging out just to make it a little bit less steep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Shady Shelab. Shady.
It was dark and I wasn't really thinking about it.
Right. I'm getting a little bit of stone, not much to mine. The main thing here is to get the iron so I can build the iron spike defenses that I'm going to need a lot of. Do I need any more food? No, I don't think so. No, I'm good on all of that. Just need to wait. But the mining helmet is going to be invaluable down here. Because without this, I will be trying to flee blind. Did I just hear something? No, I don't think so. Oh, okay. This is a little bit worrying, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little bit nervous. There's a reasonably good chance that something's going to catch me down here.
It's always fun times.
I'm not so sure I agree. I'm quite fond of not dying. Call me crazy. I want to dig out the soil from around this iron vein so I can more easily mine it. Got a decent bit of sand here as well, if I can turn it into glass later on.
Well, the lumberjack that just followed me seems to be using the Horde base in the way it's intended to be used.
Oh, fantastic. Again, all you need to do is provide the pathfinding algorithm with the most attractive path. And this is why I used... I mean, it's cheap. It's cheap and cheerful, and it will 90% of the time do exactly what you want in game design. But when it comes to pathfinding, it's just ultimately exploitable by anyone who understands how pathfinding works. If they can work out what algorithm you're using, and it's almost certain that this is some sort of A star, maybe it might have a float field, but you know, not to bog anyone down with pathfinding terminology that they're not interested. Yeah, exactly. But the main thing is to pathfinding is about taking shortcuts because it's computationally very expensive to do. So almost all pathfinding algorithms will have a knack to them. They're using a particular type of shortcut to try and find the most efficient path, and they're trying to do it in the least taxing way possible. And they're trying to recalculate that path as seldom as possible because, again, it's really, really computationally expensive, and that will impact the game's performance. So whenever I'm doing things like in my Screeps AI game, I introduce randomness where I can to make it less exploitable. It doesn't always take the most efficient path, especially if they're in a group. They'll spread out. At times, a little bit chaotically. They'll generally be following the same sort of path. They'll have like choke point nodes that they're all trying to get to, like incremental steps in their route. But in between them, they're a little bit more random in how they try to move. Whereas the zombies here will, if one of them takes a path, probably all of them are going to take exactly that same path.
I'm actually going to put a pointing gunslinger. I'm using pistols a lot, I realise.
Yeah, I think I'll probably be doing the same thing.
I just realised I had like 4 skill points to spend, so I'm like, boom, headshot.
Wow.
Archery 3.
Right now I'm just testing the gravel around to see if any of it is iron, but it looks like it's not. It looks like it's just gravel. Might be some up there. You'll notice the textures change a little bit here and there as you're deforming the terrain. And sometimes it can look like you're about to mine iron, but no, it's just rust-colored gravel.
We now have a cobblestone strip pretty much all the way around the wall.
That's fantastic. And I am level 42. Woot. That means... There we are. I can now make hunting rifles, pistols, and pump shotguns, and advanced electrical components.
Wonderful.
Boink. Getting to the AK-47 and marksman rifle will take a lot. Then you can get electric fences and blade traps. I can already make... can I not make a regular auto turret? Maybe that's in yes science.
Okay, I don't think we've got enough stone anymore now. I'm gonna just try and make some.
Can't see that one, unfortunately. But I am going to need to get higher strength soon so I can get Sexual Trinosaurus and probably minus 69er. I haven't even got a point in minus 69er yet.
I've got like 1 point in it, I think.
Shelab has been able to invest a lot more heavily in just raw attributes.
Yeah.
And so has a better...
Thanks to you being kind enough to craft.
Oh, well, you know, that's fine. I actually enjoy it, but there is... When you do have the luxury of playing this in a group, or even if it's just two of you, there is a lot of opportunity to synergize your skills. It's actually really, really quite fun. But in most cases, the skills are only required to construct something, not to place it. So, being the only one who can make the cool sign, you know, like electric traps, yeah, you're the only one who can make them.
I can use them.
Yeah, you're not the only one who can place them. So other people can still have the fun of setting up, you know, convoluted, evil genius-esque trap systems. They just need to wait for you to make the traps for them to use.
I hate it though, because I can never use the wire cutters properly. I'm always like, which is it left or right button? Ah, now I put the wrong thing down. Ah, now I've got to mine it out and it's like 2,000 health.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
To be fair, that is kind of annoying. Yeah.
I just wanted to rotate it.
Left to rotate, right to place. Which
No,
is
but it's
quite
just
often the
so-
opposite of many other building games.
So the opposite of what I expect it to be.
I'll grab a bit of stone while I'm here as well. Because day 21 is pretty much all going to be spent reinforcing the base, I think.
Mm-hmm. And getting stuff for ammunition.
Yes. Yes, that is very true.
I'm doing a lot of reinforcing the base right now, so we might not find that we need to do as much of that. We might need to do more of the ammunition hunting, actually.
Yeah, definitely could be a case. I've got a good couple of 100 shots on my pistol. I think I'm carrying 181 rounds.
Yeah, that's true. I've got loads of pistol ammo. We've got quite a bit of 7.62.
Yeah, because we don't use it generally outside of emergencies.
Yeah. We're very good at just using like the most basic ammo possible, which is stone arrows.
That said, though, I am now at a point where I can craft ammo, I believe. Basic ammo comes with the ability to make the gun. And since I can now make hunting rifles and pistols, I can also make the ammo for them. I'm going to need to set up a chem station. I will build a chemistry station in the base. But we've got a decent amount of brass stored up in the forge, so we should be okay with that.
I'm going to need to use possibly a few flagstone blocks just to hold up the wall in here.
Yes. Generally speaking, you're going to want the rooms to be the same size as the rooms above them.
Mm-hmm.
And never allow the rooms to be too spacious. Otherwise, you're going to introduce structural instability into the.
They're all just 5x5s.
Yeah, as long as each room is 5x5, you could even make them longer than that. It's more the distance that any block has from a block that is going straight down to bedrock. Because there's no structural integrity calculations in terms of the weight a block can support above itself. It's all based on how much it can support to the side.
I'm just digging out the floor, but I'm leaving the bedrock that's below the walls. So that it's giving it
that's the best way to do it. Best way to do it right now. But yeah, you could have a castle supported on top of pillars of wood. That would be fine. They could be wooden frames. You know, they could be frames made of matchsticks for all the game would care. You could literally build an enormous stone castle on top of them. But the moment you start building out from those like load-bearing walls, then the support strength of the block starts to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
I don't need these plant fibers. They can go. Actually, I can carry them. Think about it.
That's as much as I can dig out without reinforcing. So.
There you go. How much stone have you got, Sheila?
I'm making about 600 cobblestone, and I've got 348 small stones as well. I was about to make into some more cobblestone too.
Okay. I'm getting a decent amount of mining done right now. Seems the lumberjacks have decided to leave me alone. I've got 913 stone and 1,154 iron ore, and 2,181 clay soil as well. In fact, while I'm here, I should be making cobble.
Yeah, the basement's as dug out as it's going to get without a bit more reinforcement, and I don't really want to make flagstones to do that right now. So I'm just going to mine a rock outside or something instead. You really need to extend the length of this platform thing, so we've got more chance to do headshots and stuff. I guess.
Absolutely. That
was the one thing I was finding with that lumberjack that came up. I was getting like one shot off, and then he was like away.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It needs to be 2 or 3 kind of humps long, at least.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them crenellations because they're not crenellations. I know that they look like that from their profile, but it's not what they're meant to be. They are literally speed bumps. Quite literally, actually. That's their sole purpose.
Speed bumps there.
Yeah, okay. So 2 or 3 speed bumps long, at least. Longer than that, and you start to get to a point where the zombies will start considering the fact that they have to stop and start when they're jumping as malices to how attractive that path is.
Yeah.
And you never want it to be less attractive than just saying, sod it, I'm going to burrow through the wall.
Yeah. Would you like me to continue that wall out then for like 2 or 3
yeah, by all means. Mm-hmm.
I can do that. Absolutely. Make a little bit of flagstone for it.
I'm doing all right with my experience here from mining, though. This has actually gone quite well. You get a ridiculous amount of experience from gathering resources in this game. Yeah. And on top of that, the fact that... Oh, actually, no, I'm not getting anything from crafting, it seems, which is a bit of a shame. But,
yeah, that is a shame, actually. You can get 2 at once. I am currently 5,700 EXP from level 40, so that would be pretty cool.
Nice. How do you check that?
In your character thing, it's 8,000 level right at the bottom.
8,800 away from level 43.
Very nice.
Now again, the amount of experience you get from gathering is based almost exclusively on the amount of resources you get from gathering. So every swing will get you experience based on how much resources you get. And when it comes to things like mining or chopping trees, that's tied to how much block damage you do. So that's why steel tools seem to get you more EXP faster, is because they're doing more block damage. And so you're getting more resources. But you're still getting the same amount of resources out of that node as you did otherwise.
Oh, God grief, that's an entire horde. I need my bicycle.
Where are you?
I'm just outside the base. In fact, I could just go into the base. That would be a more sensible thing to do.
Should I approach? Because if the horde is between me and the base, that's probably not wise.
Yeah, don't worry about approaching too much. I actually managed to get a second little lump in there, so... That's an interesting little mini horde, isn't it?
What is it comprised of?
Businessmen, the girls in the blue shirts, and like hazmat-y kind of zombies.
Oh, okay. When you were describing the businessmen and the women in the blue shirts, I was thinking, oh, maybe these are the zombies that you're likely to find in places like some of the like tower complexes and the like, but maybe not. I'm making a lot of cobblestone as I go.
Cool.
I've got over 1,000 now. Got a little bit over 1,000 iron as well.
Nice. Nice to practice with a little mini horde.
Yeah. sometimes having a small horde on just the edge of your kind of detection range just before the blood moon starts is really advantageous, because the game measures how like progressed the wave of the blood moon is based on how many zombies are alive in the blood moon at that time, and they kind of take up space for the zombies to spawn in. How many zombies are left in the mini horde?
Not really sure. I've got a few exploding heads, which is amazing. 1 or 2, I think.
Okay, because it's just about to turn 4, but we'll wait to wrap up the episode until you're done with that.
I think they're gone. I'll just go quickly check.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Okay.
That was just a nice way to spend the night, clearly.
Well, I'm about to head back, and I'm just going to mine this very last tile of iron. There's still a good bit of iron here to mine. So this is going to be able to carry us into a future blood moon fairly easily, I would say. Fairly convincing. Right, heading out now, though. Oh, there we go. And I've got level 43. Fantabulous. I approve. Minus 69, it seems like a pretty good one to go for at this point, considering how much time I'm spending doing it. Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Heading back now. I've got ridiculous amounts of resources on me, so I'm really, really happy with that. Oh, it's starting to... It's getting really impressive now. The base is visible from quite far away with its perimeter wall. It's going to be even better.
Me if the... Yeah, you have to tell me if the shape of what I've made here is about right, or whether it needs to be changed. I've only made it out of flagstone so far, and then we can upgrade it.
Looks good to me so far. Oh right, you mean the ladder, the step area, yeah.
The ramp, yeah, the stairway
On
thing.
my way around. Yeah, no, that looks fine so far. So far, it looks perfect.
And then we just build some like stairs on it, is it?
Probably. Yeah. Just stairs up, and then they'll have one little area where they can walk freely, or rather 2 areas, and then they've got to start going up over the speed bumps.
Oh, boom headshot 3! What an amazing skill! It's really
How much does that give you now?
60. Hang on. It gives 60 extra damage in headshots, 60% extra damage in headshots, and 20%. I think it is. Yeah, 20% chance to explode a head. So it's double what it was at level 2.
Very nice indeed. Right, well, I've bought back a goodly amount, just a bit over 1,600 iron. That is going to give us an awful lot of metal to play with going forward. I think I will try and put together some sort of materials down here. Probably once you've built up this basement a little bit more, we'll start expanding out, maybe putting in some supports, and just opening this room up down here a bit so that we've got some room to actually move most of our equipment down there, I think.
Yeah.
But with that, oh no, she loves off down there. Let me go down to Johnny. No,
I just wanted to look at it. You know.
That's fine. No, you've done an amazing job down here. Absolutely fantastic job.
Probably put some doorways in later and stuff like that. You know, into other rooms.
But with that, I'm afraid we're going to have to wrap up the episode there. Tomorrow is the Horde night, and I hope you're all going to be joining us for that. But until then, and as always, take care, everyone.
And keep being awesome.